Did you get it? Is it on?
Hey there. Welcome to another episode.
Was that a hey there to me?
Yeah.
Woo.
Hey there, because I haven't seen you.
Yeah. Hey, that's true. I feel like we're in a long distance relationship now.
Everybody feels that way now.
Yeah. How are you adapting?
It's a different thing. So it's very different when you're running a team and you're hands on with the whole team. Compared to running an office and you're not hands on with everything. Mm-hmm. You have other people doing other stuff.
Yeah, because you do kind of like that control. Like you like to have your thumb on everything.
I'd love to have my hand on the pulse.
Yeah.
So what I'm finding is, the job actually is more recruiting and showing the value of KW and trying to get agents into production.
Okay.
It's more that than it is actually running the office, because we have a support staff that does that, and we have the best support staff ever here. They do everything.
Got them.
They got it dialed in. They got everything dialed in. The situation is, though, somebody like me that likes control, I have to rush through, make appointments, so I can get up and walk around. Yeah. And kind of get the pulse of what's going on.
No, it's a little interesting not seeing you walk around for a while.
Because I have to make appointments, because that's my job. My job is actually to make appointments. So I have to make appointments. I got to hold appointments. And by the same token, I have to still want to have the pulse on everything, because that's how my...
So, all right. So let's break this down a little bit. I'm not trying to reinvent the team leader role by any means. It's way above my pay grade.
Right.
However, watching you, listening to you, does it make sense for the market centers to have two positions? I mean, because it sounds like your position right now, you're primarily recruiting.
That's what the job is.
Right. But they call it a team leader.
Correct.
So, but who then, if you're recruiting, who then is going through the office and checking in on, the agents that have offices in here, the teams, making sure they got what they need, making sure, there's a lot of people that are...
The team leader.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So how do you do both? And should it be maybe separated into a recruiting position versus a team leader position, or somebody who almost like an ISA who sets the appointments for you, so you're not wasting your time there, and you're more, dealing with these people and then continuing to get the pulse and growing the office, because the more cappers, the more business is going, it's the more attractive the office becomes.
Well, the value is, right? The value comes from, you're the person recruiting, so you're the person that goes around and talks to them. You're the person that's going to help them grow their business. You're the person that's going to get the pulse of what's going on, so that when you recruit and you do other stuff, then it changes. If you have somebody else do it, I don't think it's going to have the same effect. Okay. If you have somebody else booking an appointment, now you're holding an appointment with somebody that you didn't build enough
rapport with?
Correct.
All right. Okay.
So it's
asked and answered.
So I think it's a little tougher. The two appointments I have today, one of them a little later, 4:30. That gentleman texted me and he was like, "Hey, I changed my CE for another day. I'm available at 1." I'm like, "Unfortunately, I'm booked at 1. I'm doing something. I can't change it today." He's like, "All right, perfect. I'll see you at 4:30." But we built that rapport. Then instead of him just canceling, saying, "Hey, I'm not going to do that," because I changed my plans around, so I don't need to come at 4:30. Let's plan another day. He's just coming in at that time anyways. But it's an interesting job, because you learn. So I'm learning a different skill set. I'm learning how to let go of certain things and just trust other people to do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And it's not for instance, and we have such a good crew. Kylie does onboarding, and she's amazing at it. She's really good. She gets, I've seen, but she's noticed that the last couple of times, people that I have not recruited, when she's doing the onboarding, I go and I introduce myself, right? Because I'm like, "Hey, by the way, I'm the new team lead. If you need anything, here's my card. Give me a call. I'm here to help you. I'm here to support you any way I can, blah, blah, blah." So today she's onboarding somebody, and I'm walking on the other side of the room. She goes, "Hey, Ed, come here for a minute." And then she's like, "Oh, so-and-so, this is Ed. He's our team leader. So she knows that that's what I like to introduce
Yeah,
myself
you
so
like
people
to
get
be
to know
talking
it.
to people, sure.
So I didn't have to tell her, hey, do me a favor, introduce me to everybody that comes in. She just did it. That's what I'm saying. We have a really good support staff. Like, so we have a meeting every morning where we're going over how many recruits, how many people are coming into the market center, how many people left the market center, how much revenue is coming in, like just all the numbers for the market center. And I told the office, I was like, it's great that we have the numbers that are coming in, the actual numbers, but there's no goals. And if there's no goals, you really don't know. It's like getting in a car and not knowing where you're going to go.
I do that every time I get in the car. I end up in random places. Do you ever just drive and like completely miss an off ramp?
No.
Oh, I do it all the time.
No, I know.
Oh, when I'm driving, like I'll just be like, all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I was going to baseball, or I thought I was coming to the office and I end up at the baseball field. It's like my body just naturally takes
Mercy
over.
did that this morning.
See, okay.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a sign of intelligence.
I don't function like that. I need to know exactly where I'm going.
No, I think it's subconsciously a sign of my intelligence.
Okay, perfect.
We'll
We'll use that.
Okay.
So we need a goal. They updated the sheet, so now it has the goals. Because I like to see the goals. I like to see where we are, where we're going, and all these things. And I feel too like one of the things, because you know me, like I'm Mr. Hyper positive. Mm-hmm. I'm definitely the cups half full all the time.
I would say 99% of the time that is you. High energy, very positive.
Right. So like we have meetings and we have other things, and not everybody has the same rah. Mm-hmm. But I believe, right? I believe how do you the only way to get a team behind you is you have to be confident that the goals are obtainable.
Sure.
Right? I mean, you can't walk on a baseball field and be like, dude, our team is the worst. We suck. But we're going to play today. And we're going to get throttled by these guys. But go out there and do your best. Like, nobody's going to do anything. Because you're going to get throttled. So they don't care.
Right.
You always go out there and be like, hey, these guys have just been on a lucky streak. We can take them down. We got better players. And you go out there and then at least they go with that mindset like, yeah, we can win this.
Sure.
If you get throttled, you get throttled. It is what it is.
Oh, yeah. I always believe I can win.
You have to believe you can.
You have to.
So that's part of like my mindset. Like we have meetings and I'm always like, yeah, we can do this. Like yesterday I said, I'm going to book 6 appointments. They're like, why? I'm like, just because. I just want to see if it can be done.
Did you?
Of course I did. Come on now.
Oh, snap.
That's what I did.
Hey, listen, it goes back. Listen, back
it's mindset, dude.
Back in the college days, they did teach us some things. And, it could have been high school. I don't even remember. They teach you SMART goals, right?
Right.
What is it? Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time sensitive.
Time sensitive. Yep.
Look at the big brain on this guy. Just knowledge. Knowledge is power.
That gave me a headache.
Right? No,
Amanda can give me some ibuprofen. The guy's got a headache.
Hey, listen.
You smell the wood burning already.
And that's going to be the show for the day. I'm going to have to head home. I've exercised the brain. No, I get it. It makes sense.
So kind of So I'm learning now to delegate.
Okay.
I'm learning different tools that have never been part of my toolbox. So I'm curious. But I do find myself changing stuff around. Like there was this form that everybody used to fill out. Every new person that came in for an interview, they had to fill this form out. So I was like, oh, okay. Why do we fill the form out? Because everybody wanted it. Okay, who wanted it? Well, the previous team leaders wanted the form. Like, okay. What's done with it after you fill it out?
File cabinet.
Either file cabinet or garbage. Like, okay, we're not doing that anymore.
It's always interesting when you come into a new role or into a new team or, somebody, when you change roles to like just see something from a different point of view, like the old 30,000 foot view. It's like,
right.
Sometimes you can just see things a little different and push the envelope a little bit. And I think that's got to be the big question. Our goal as agents in our team is always to understand our clients' why. Like if we understand the why are you moving? Why are you buying? It allows us to be better at our jobs
Correct.
For our clients. And I think, the opposite can happen is that you have to not be afraid to ask the question, why? You know, that's
Right.
like, it's like having a yes man, right? Like if your business partner or, you know, like your spouse, significant other is just the yes person, like that just doesn't not, and it's good for sometimes, but it's probably not going to push you the best, especially in business, right? Like
Right.
if you came up with every day, like, hey, I think we should just, yep, I think we should. Right? Yes, yes, yes. It's like, no, like if you come up with something, most of the time I'm like, okay, but, right? Not that I don't like the idea, but it's, you know, it's like you got to have somebody to challenge it a little bit to be like, okay, that does make sense. Or no, we're already covered here. I already thought about that. We're here. So when you ask that question, why? Like, and some people probably come back in and just be like, you know, it's like the old banana and monkey theory in the
Right.
cage, right?
Right. Right.
It's just always been done, but you're just like, why? Like somebody has to be able to challenge that and ask the why, because you know maybe there's with all the technology and AI and all this crap we're seeing these days, like you have to be able to adapt.
Well, truly, like, I guess since because it's the same CRM, which is
Right.
funny,
Right.
that we use for our team, that they use here
Right.
for command uses for everything. So, like, it gives me the information. It downloads most of it. If I need additional stuff, I can get it and add it to or not add it, whatever. So I'm like, okay. So then why are we giving this to somebody and telling them to fill it out if we already have information? Because that takes the right. Because when we recruit somebody, we want to get to know them first. We need to make sure number one that they're going to be a fit for the office, that they're going to be the kind of people we want in the office. You know, people that are good people. That people that we want to work with, that other agents are not going to be like, hey, why'd you bring this person on? You know what I'm saying? So we're looking for that. So why am I going to have your first out the door, as soon as you walk in, fill out paperwork? Like, no, just I got your name and phone number and email. That's all I need.
Well, I think the same thing can be applied to the client side, right? When you onboard a client,
Right.
Right? Like how many people? I mean, every team, every individual probably has an onboarding form.
Right.
And they're probably 90% of it's the same crap on everybody's
Correct.
form. And it's the delivery that's different. If you're sitting there and you meet a client that, you know, you're meeting for the first time in a buyer consultation, you're just like, okay, for the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I just need you to fill out this form. And then you're both just sitting there twiddling your thumbs like,
Right.
or, oh, I'll come back and check on you in a minute. Like you said, you've kind of lost that initial like, hey, this is who I am. Setting the tone is gone.
Right.
And so why can't you take that same onboarding sheet and have them, instead of a potential agent or a potential client filling it out, like you gotta orchestrate that. You gotta lead that
Right.
conversation. And if you in-house that and internalize that form, and you know, okay, listen, prior to this meeting for a client, this is a buyer. I already got their phone number. I already got their email. You put as much information as you can. Then you can go through as you're getting to know them. Oh yeah, you know, like, hey, tell me about the family. Tell me about the kids. You know, tell me about where you used to live. Oh, you know, what is your favorite sports team? Do you like sports? What's your favorite hobby? You know, like, and you can bring them up in conversation. So you are getting to know them. It's still very personable, and you can find those little touch points where you can connect with them.
Right.
Where they tend to, you know, their tonality changes. Because I was talking to this lady I think I told you about today. I called her. She's like, oh, you know, yeah, thanks for giving me a call. You know, somebody reached out the other day, and you know, I just kind of started talking to her, and I was like, hey, man, like, no problem. You know, like if you're working with somebody great, she's like, oh, I'm not really working with them. And you know, I know this is where our
Right.
styles differ a little bit, but I was like, hey, great. Listen, here's what I'm going to do if it's okay with you. Why don't I send you over my credentials? And I told her a little bit about the team and what we do. Is like, why don't I send over my credentials? Take a look at, you know, what I got here, and shoot me a text. Give me a call tonight, tomorrow, and tell me if it makes sense to have maybe a little bit further conversation about us being able to really help you get accomplished what you're
Right.
trying to. And you could see her tonality from the beginning was like, wait, who is this? Wait, what's your name? To, oh yeah, that sounds great. I would love to. Oh, I'll give you a call for sure. You know, it's like, but if I were to have just gone through the motions and basically handed her the onboarding sheet and asked her, are you working with her? Blah, 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 blah. Like, you know, like in this case, you're not even asking. It's just like,
Right.
hey, here's the paper, fill it out. You just lose that rapport. You lose that relationship.
Well, I think that it's almost like you're getting into business before you get into business,
Sure.
right? Like, I don't even know, like, when you met your wife for the first time, or when you meet a girlfriend for the first time, are you like, hey, let's just go straight to bed? Or do you say, like, hey, let's go on a date, let's talk?
Oh, I asked her to marry me on the first day.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, just the kind of dude that I am.
No, you're not.
She probably told me, she's like, hey, just so you know, we're going to get married. I was probably like, hey, sounds good. Let's go ahead and do that. Just put it on the calendar. I like simplicity. Tell me where I need to be and where I'm going.
So the interesting part about this whole little experiment that we got going on is still trying to get real estate done at the same time.
Yeah.
Which is kind of tough.
I feel like it's probably been tougher for you than you thought.
100%.
Because when we first started talking about this, and we kind of had a, not that it was like my decision to weigh in on, but like we talk about a lot of stuff from when I very first started to family to other businesses to everything. We always kind of sounding boards. In the back of my head, I'm thinking like, okay, my thought was, he says it's interim. He says he doesn't have to do this, but I'm like, I know his personality. Like when you do something, you do it.
I either do it right. I'm all in.
And so I was like, okay. No, I mean, and I wasn't worried about it because I know between me and Mercy, like if there's stuff that has to get done real estate wise with, some people, I know it's going to get done. So I wasn't worried about that at all, and still not. But I was kind of, because you were like, oh yeah, I'll be able to do my real estate too. And now after you've been doing it, a couple of weeks?
Yep.
How do you feel now?
It's tough because the thing is, I don't have a switch that a lot of people have, right?
You can't turn it off.
I can't. Mm-hmm. I can't go into something and say, you know what? They're only paying me to do this part-time, so I'm going to do it part-time. Because that's just not how I work. Like, I don't work halfway on anything. So, it's tough because now I'm spending a lot more time in that than I wanted to because it was supposed to be a part-time gig.
Well, I'm not going to say that you wanted to, but planned to. Because I think you dig the position and you're good at it.
No, thank you. I was, not that I planned to, because I only planned, 2 days a week I'm going to do real estate.
Right.
And it's funny, like, we joked around with Chanel and Kylie and Shyla there at the front, and they were like, I know Chanel asked me like the first day, she goes, what days are you going to do real estate? And I'm like, well, our Mondays is packed full of meetings. Mm-hmm. So Mondays I have to do this. I can't do real estate. Thursdays is our team meeting, so I have to do this. Mm-hmm. So then I have to pick one more day to do it, and then the other 2 days I'm going to do my business. And she's like, okay, I got a plan. I'm like, okay, what's your plan? She goes, the 3 days you do the team leader role is Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm like, well, I already told you Monday and Thursday I had to do it. She's like, exactly. So those are the days you do it.
So she basically said you're
the whole week.
Full week. Yeah. Well, because I remember you're like, yeah, I only have to be up here like 2 or 3 days, and the rest I can be back in the office. And I was like, okay. Then like the next morning, all the computer stuff was going. I was like, that mother, he ain't coming back here for beans.
Well, because I had an appointment.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I had an appointment, and I tried to show what I know we do, and I couldn't show it because my computer was in the back. And I'm trying to do it off the computer, and I couldn't unlock it. It was a nightmare. So I'm like, I need to get set up right. And then I started doing it. And then the funny thing is like, they're like, oh, we're only supposed to do X amount of appointments, right? I hit that already. I've already surpassed that. And I still have the rest of this week and next week.
Okay.
To finish. So I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Like, because I don't know how to not do it.
Right.
Which is tough. But it's also learning. I'm also learning how people like you operate. So we've always had the discussion of, I go to a listing appointment, and my goal is to get the listing signed.
Right.
At that particular moment.
Right.
Right? And I don't want to leave unless I have a listing signed.
Right.
I consider it a failure if you don't get it signed.
Yeah.
You go to a listing appointment, and whether you get it signed or not, you start building a relationship with somebody, and maybe you'll get the listing 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, a month from now, 6 months. It doesn't matter. You'll get it, but you're okay with that.
Right.
Because I'm going to build a relationship.
Well, I look at it just like your example. I don't go in there to the listing appointment. I treat it as the first date. Right. So I'm not looking back, hey, sign this, let's get married.
I'm wine bam, thank you, man. So now I'm learning patience because I have these meetings with people, and I'm expecting them to say,
yeah, I'll sign up.
All right, I'll sign up.
Yeah.
Right? And truth be told, it took me almost a year to move from my other brokerage to here.
Yeah.
So I know it takes time, but I'm going into it, and I'm like, why didn't they sign? Like, I gave them a great pitch.
Yeah, I felt good about what I said.
I walked out of there. I was like, I'll sign.
I'm going to re-sign.
The pitch was perfect. Like, what's going on with this? But then it takes a little bit of time.
Yeah.
And then, we'll come back. Like, I had 2 appointments scheduled for Monday. Monday. And I know the guy, right? And he texts me. He's like, hey, I'm sorry, but I realized that, Monday, and I got a couple closings where I'm at now, and I don't want to move right now till those get done. But you're still on my radar, dude. You're still on my radar. I'm like, bro, really? But, so I'm learning the patience, right? But I'm also going after a different, like, I need to talk to the owner, which I'm going to talk to her, the operating principal, this week, and give her my plan. Because you know me, I have to have a plan. Like, I have to have, like, this is what it's going to be. This is the vision. This is what I'm going to sell as I think is going to happen. So I came up with a really good vision yesterday.
Okay. Did you do a vision board to help you?
I don't need it. It's in my head, dude.
You did a vision board?
No, I don't need a vision board. I got it in my head. So I know exactly what I want to do and how I want to do it. And I was like, okay, I just need her to say yes. And I think that if she lets me do this, or at least experiment with it, she'll get the goal she wants, which is, we need to recruit and add agents. But she'll see, in the long run, she'll see how my plan works out. And she'll be like, you know what? I think that was a good plan.
How long is this plan going to take? Because this is only a 90-day intern position.
Well, I will have it laid out. I knew you were going to go there. So I will have it laid out so that whoever comes in already has the path.
Or stays in.
The path is in the math. So they will have the path laid out.
That sounds like a very KW thing to say.
Well, the path is in the math.
Wasn't that one of the bold laws?
Yeah. The path is in the math. You got it. But it is. It's like, what do we offer differently? Besides the client experience, besides our values, that, it's a win-win. It's got to be a win-win for everybody, the client, for us, God, family, business. Besides all those core values which we bring in, and the caring for the client and concern for clients, because I think we all do that, right? And as a team lead, I still have clients, right? Besides my real estate clients, now I have agents that are my clients.
Sure.
So I have to put them on the same boat, right? Like, how do I make sure their needs are being met? Just like, what do you need? So I was thinking that how do we figure out what everybody wants and create the perfect world where everybody wants to be here, because we have that.
Oh, you got to get like the magic pill and be able to read people's minds. There was a movie. What was the movie?
Red pill, blue pill? I don't know.
Matrix? No,
the other one.
What Women Want. Isn't that a movie? I feel like that's a movie.
Yeah, it is a movie. It is a movie.
Mel Gibson? No. Maybe.
Could
be. I don't know.
Can you look it up?
He could read people's, he did something or got...
Yes.
See, there you go. Nailed it. What Women Want in Mel Gibson.
Yes, it is.
He got electrocuted or some crap, but he can hear all their thoughts. I think that's the way. We got to invent something to be able to hear people's thoughts, which could be a very slippery slope, which could be very dangerous.
For me, it's a very slippery slope. I don't want anybody to hear what I think.
That's
so
good point.
Today's admin day.
Today's admin day.
Yes. Administrative assistant day.
Yeah.
Did you do anything for the team administrative assistant?
I tried not to piss her off. I feel like
that doesn't work.
I feel like that's a great day. If you cannot take her off, I think that's a win.
Well, I spilled soda on her and water.
Yeah,
so I pissed her off.
I feel like I'm in better shape than you are.
Oh yeah, you are. So, in the last couple minutes, tell us about your closing recently, buddy.
Oh yeah.
First of all, did you get it already?
We got it.
Okay.
Yep. So it closed on Friday.
No, did you get the money?
Yeah. we got that too. And it's funny because this one was a little different for me. One, it was the biggest one I had done, so it was $2.5 million.
Nice.
And it's one of those things I kind of thought about it for a minute. It's like, oh, don't say it's the biggest one you ever done. Oh, they'll think you never. But it's like there's always going to be one that's, this is the lowest one I've ever done, or this is the only one I've done in this subdivision of XYZ. It's like there's always going to be that. So it's like I knew we could get it done. I
Well-
knew I could get it done, so I wasn't worried about it. But what did make me a little nervous is like it was a big deal. It was for good family friends. And then it was funny because even on Easter, my buddies sent me a text message. They're like, "Hey, check out this house. The view's pretty sick." And it was from their house, but it was my other friends. So they had met up on Easter or something, and so they're like, "Oh, come see the house." And they were like, one of my good sets of friends are like a bike ride away, and so they rode their bikes over there, and they were like, "I was like, isn't it pretty sick?" They're like, "Unbelievable house."
But see, so there's always going to be that deal,
Right.
right? They're going to be like, for me, the first was a $2 million deal. Then it was the resort.
And then you had the big portfolio.
Right, so the resort was my biggest, $4.5
Right.
million or $4.8 million. From there, then we had the portfolio, which was $9.5 million. Like, there's always going to be a deal, right? Like the first gas station I ever sold. Like, there's always going to be a first, and I think that sometimes salespeople in general get caught up with, I don't want them to know that's my first.
Right.
So you don't enjoy it.
Right.
You don't enjoy the win at the end, right? Because during the process, it's not a win. During the process, it's struggling, and you have to feel some of that pain.
Yeah.
And there's things that happen, and the bigger the deal, the more complicated things get.
And what's wild is that, operating at different price points, you run into different clientele. You run into different obstacles, like you said.
100%.
And you deal with different styles of agents. Correct. I don't want to say caliber because that's not
it's styles.
But it's different styles.
Correct.
And in this particular one, like this agents on the other team, dude, they were awesome.
Right.
They were super transparent. We had a great relationship.
Well, that team also is a luxury team, and that's all they do.
Yeah.
So that's where they operate. That's their home
you could
field.
tell. And she's like, "Oh, like we got to talking," and like my clients are like, "Oh, you've probably seen Aaron. He's like king of Summerlin South." She's like, "Oh, my kid's playing Summerlin South." So like that was another thing that kind of tied us all in together. But everything was super pleasurable about the transaction. The agents, our clients, the sellers were unbelievable. They left, they ended up even leaving some extra artwork. They put an email together that says, "Hey, this is who we use for XYZ." They already had the landscaping already prepaid through April to make sure nothing died. I mean, they had the whole thing. So it was really cool for the buyers too, to get that experience where it wasn't like, "Hey man, not my problem. Where's my mailbox key? Don't know, don't have one. Good luck. Go to the post office," right? It was pretty seamless as far as that goes. And to your point, I think we only had, from my point of view, handling my side of the job, there was only about maybe 4 days where it was
there were more than that.
High anxiety.
There were more than that.
Really? Because I felt like it was from that Thursday to that Monday.
You didn't know about the other ones.
Right. Right. You're talking about that Keith was handling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was privy to a little bit of that, but I knew that I couldn't do anything about it.
Like that's why like lenders and having a right team is important.
100%.
He didn't stress out, and he didn't tell you how many hours he actually spent.
Oh, I know.
Having to calculate and match up
and source everything.
No, but for example, money being sent over. He had to get
from
the
different countries.
Rate.
Yeah, I know.
And then he had to calculate the new exchange rate and where he sourced it from, because all that had to go to somebody for them to say, "Oh yeah, it looks good. Check mark."
No, he absolutely killed it.
It took him hours and hours. I would call him sometimes and I'd be like, "Hey, what's up, buddy?" He's like, "Dude, I am going crazy."
Yeah,
and I'm like, "All right, talk to you later."
he gave me some of the insight. I'm sure he didn't tell me as bad as it really was. He dressed it up a little bit, but I know
bad.
I know he worked his tail off on it. He kept saying, "Hey, we actually got this back. They're good with everything. And it was funny because even at closing, when the notary, who we know, and I think it was Mary who had our case, and so we're all talking and stuff, and super nice lady and stuff, and the fact that the client brought it up.
Right.
So then Keith was there and I was there, and so we kind of talked about exchange rate and stuff. Right. And client actually goes, "Actually, it was a great time to liquidate because that dollar there, or the value of it, tanked, and so I got more for my money here." So
Right.
it was kind of a blessing in disguise that like if we were gonna do it, that this was the time. So
right.
But all in all, it was super fun. Not only because it was a huge deal, but anytime you get to help somebody that there's more to it's like when you find even with probates, the one probate I did, and I had this nice little old lady who was Filipino lady, just so cultured and always inviting me in, always giving me, like, offering me snacks. But I think you get to know them, and I think that's what makes me, what will end up being like a demise of me in this industry, because I get too emotionally invested.
Yeah, no.
But, you know, the more you get to know them, like, the transaction's that much sweeter
Right.
when it all ends. So, yeah, it was really cool.
And you get to see, like, I can't wait to see you in 10 years of doing this.
Yeah, it's going to be wild.
Because, like...
I'm going to have a lot more gray hair.
Oh, I'm sure. I don't have any, by the way. Just here. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, that's kind of wild.
That is crazy. But I was actually going to do, like a little just for men here. And Amanda's like, I will not like it. I'm like, you don't even know what it's going to look like, so I'm not going to like it. I'm telling you right now.
I'm on Amanda's team. Hey, listen, I always swore when my hair color went, I'd let it go. And if it ever went, if the hair went away, I'm out. I'm out. I'm just getting rid of it.
So what I was going to say is you like 10 years from now, like I have clients now, right? They bought the house. They were actually residents at the time, right? U.S. residents. Mm-hmm. They came here legally. They had their paperwork, but they were only residents. Fast forward 10 years, they're U.S. citizens. That house is paid off. They have money in the bank. Now they want to buy a bigger house. So I'm helping them buy again, and it's changed everything. So it's a different dynamic. And they're, hey, I'm going to do this, and what do you think? And it's a difference. So I'm curious with you, once you get to that point, how you're going to be with your clients.
Yeah, I don't know.
In 10 years.
It's going to be interesting.
Because I'm at 22 years of doing this.
That's
and I still have clients from Miami that call me.
Yeah.
And
Matter of fact, we picked up, I just talked to that lady too. I told her we'd give her a call after this. But yeah, we just picked up and potentially a new listing for Miami. And I think that's what's so cool, because there's so many ways. I saw this guy I follow on YouTube and Instagram post something. He's like, he put like all the lead gen sources, right? He's like, expires, for sale by owners, for sale, rent by owners, for absentee owners, social media,
right.
Video content, email, text. He goes, it doesn't matter. Just do something. Right? Like, and be consistent with it. Because everybody's style is going to work for them, right? And wherever you're big, and that's what we kind of started with our team.
Right.
When we set up our new standards and production goals, it's like,
right.
We don't really care. Right? We're not here looking at the ingredients.
Just do something.
Is there a cake or is there not?
Right.
Like, and does it taste good? Like, we need to know that. But it's like, overall, how you made it, if you put the flour in first or this in first, like, we don't care.
Right.
Did you get the end? Did you get the result done? Did you build the cake? Does it taste right?
Right.
That's all
that matters.
It's so, to each their own, but I'm excited for you. I'm excited for the team. It's going to be a fun world.
It's going to be fun for the next less than 90 days.
Can we get KW to sponsor a G5?
No, I don't think they want to do that.
They don't do that for team leaders and friends?
It depends on how big of a team leader I get. If I grow this office to 800 people, just this office, I'm sure they'll do whatever I need.
Maybe Blue Angels?
I don't know about that. We'll see. Let's try.
To be determined.